All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I have to do it. I know y'all hate me when I shit on PSA, but I just can't stand blatant, like, it's a blatant insult almost. It's almost like an insult to the intelligence. And when companies do shit like this, it really makes me mad because they think we're stupid. They think we're stupid. And I know several of you have told me already, like sent me messages talking about, like, bro, just stop, man. Like, we get it. PSA sucks. Like, or if PSA sucks so bad, like, why are you doing the weekly update? Like, I just got finished doing the weekly update video. And that comes out every Wednesdays at 6 p.m. I'll link it in the bottom. I'll link it in the description. You guys can watch that video. I do it every week. So every Wednesday at 6 p.m., I drop a video giving you guys an update on PSA's output for the week. And in doing so, I've been doing so for almost 8 or 9 weeks now, for almost about 2 months now, a little over 2 months. Every week, giving you an update based on their pop reports of what they've put out in the pop reports from one week to the next, based on their pop reports, how many cards they graded. So because of that, I have a pretty good knowledge of what their output is, okay? And so do the people that have been watching for the last 6 to 8 weeks. How many weeks have I been doing this shit? I'll tell you guys exactly right now. No, that can't be right. Is it? Oh, 19 weeks. Sorry. So for the last 19 weeks, I've been doing this. Every week, I've been going in every Sunday, going into PSA's pop report and pulling every single pop for every single category that they have. And snapshotting it, putting it on a spreadsheet, and doing it every week and doing a weekly update video on it. So I have a pretty good idea of what PSA is doing output-wise, okay? So one of the big things that I was looking out for is leading up to the National. I wanted to really see how that would impact their numbers because they made a decision to take graders out of PSA who are working on this mountain of backlog that they have, and take a group of those and bring them to the National, take them away from the backlog that they currently have, bring them to the National, and grade cards there at a premium price, right? At a premium price, and it makes them more money. So when they decided to do that, I got very upset because I have cards sitting over there that have been there for that will be, you know, pretty much have a birthday in the next 2 or 3 months, and they decided to take people and pull away from that backlog. So I got pretty upset when I saw that. I was pretty pissed off, and I made a video about it. Whatever, you guys can go take a look at that video. I'll link that video in the top 2. And so we monitored, right? The week before, they went from an average of about 180 cards over the last 6 weeks, a week, 180,000 cards a week, to 160,000 cards the week prior to the National. The week prior to the National. The week of the National. Matter of fact, here I'll give you guys a little preview of what the of what that looks like. So, okay, so this was their numbers on 7/25. So this is the week. What was this? The week prior to, right? Week before the National. So the week before the National, you'll notice if I go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the average there is about 180,000 cards on. Oh, you can't see it. Here, 180,000 cards on average is what they've been doing. Okay, that's roughly what they've been doing. Okay, and then the week prior to the National, they did 160,000 cards. So you got to think, okay, maybe some of the people that were going to be grading at the National were already there. They left, logistics-wise and all that stuff. Okay, whatever. The week of the National, they graded 132,000 cards. Okay, so a big dip. We're talking almost a 30% reduction in their numbers. Huge reduction in their numbers. Almost a third, right? And then this week, when I pulled the data, this is the week after that national, back down to 130 cards again, about a 28% reduction from their 180,000 a week average, right? So that was to be expected. I expected that, right? But then after the national, this is what really pissed me off, is after the national, these asshats decide to send this out, okay? This is the day after the national. The day the national was over. I think they put this out on Monday, something like that. And it says, PSA authenticated and graded over 10,000 collectibles on site. Don't care about that. PSA gave away $50,000 in free on-site grading to 100 lucky winners. Just think about that for a second. $50,000. So each card was, I mean, they would have charged $5,000 a card. I don't know what that meant. If you were at the National and you got one of these free giveaways, let me know how you got it, why you got it, all that stuff. The other point is PSA recruited more job seekers on site than any other company. Yeah, no shit. I mean, you guys have the most massive backlog of all of the grading companies because you mismanaged your demand. And so now you're looking for people to help you out. On another note, those of you who are not familiar with my channel or haven't watched any of my stuff, I have a background in supply chain and demand management, capacity management, and order management. That's what I do for a living. And when it comes to capacity, in order to be able to flex your capacity, you typically don't want to flex your capacity like that with permanent employees. You typically want to do it with temporary employees. If you work at PSA right now, I want you to be very careful about your job because I don't think that your job is secure. Because I don't think that PSA is going to be getting this level of business. And all these people that have gotten hired are going to be in some serious trouble in the next 12 to 18 months. That's just my take on it. Anyway, the last point is PSA's grading backlog is 100,000 cards fewer today than it was before we started the show. Okay, that's the one that really pissed me off. And I guess it pissed me off more than anything just because I've been collecting the data for the last 19 weeks. And I know for a fact that their production went down almost 30%, both the week of, the week during, and the week after. And this is what I'm talking about whenever I say that PSA thinks we're stupid and at least, thinks that nobody's going to look, right? They think that nobody's looking or that nobody's going to look and that nobody's going to say anything. Because it's pretty simple to do what I do, which is go into their pop report, take a snapshot every week, and then just, hey, from one week to the next, what's the delta? Oh, they graded 180,000 cards, right? And then from there, if you have an idea of what their backlog possibly could be, then if you look at their weekly output, their daily output, then you can kind of extrapolate when they're going to catch up and all that stuff. But it's really simple. PSA is giving you the data so that you can track this kind of stuff, and then they put out shit like this. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is a lie. This is absolutely true. What I'm saying is that they're trying to make it seem like their backlog is 100,000 cards less, right? And that number, that 100K, right? That's a trigger number, right? They're psychologically trigger numbers where you're like, oh, they did 100,000, 100,000? Wow, like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. No, it's shit. It's shit because they were doing 180,000 on average before the national, and now their average is 140,000. The last 2 weeks has been about 130,000. So they want people to think that they went to the national and it didn't affect their output when in fact it did dramatically by 30%. By 30%. So whenever I see PSA post shit like this, along with the clusterfuck that is their complete through dates, right? You guys have heard me talk about their complete through dates are just complete shit. I just really think that so one of two things. Either PSA is completely inept as a company from an operations standpoint. They don't know what they're doing from an operation standpoint. Or PSA knows what they're doing from an operation standpoint. They understand that they're never going to be caught up, which they've already admitted to. They don't really care about catching up. They cared more about logging in the orders. They really weren't too concerned with catching up with the backlog. But it's, you know, and they know what's going on. They don't care. And they're just trying to, you know, blow smoke up our ass with stuff like this. And I've held off from doing this video because, you know, even like those of you again who are familiar with the channel and familiar with the history of the channel, I have two brothers that I talk to on a daily basis, and they're always my sounding board. They're always the guys that I know that I can talk to and get like a good, honest perspective, point of view on this channel and what I'm doing and stuff like that. And even them, even both of my brothers were like, "Dang, dude, you're going kind of hard on PSA." And I had to kind of stop and go, am I doing it just because I hate that? Like, why am I so critical of them? And it's for a number of reasons. Number one, they have my cards that they've been holding on to for going, you know, it's going to be a year in the next couple months. Or am I just like picking on them or what? And then, but I think as I almost feel like it's my duty as somebody who knows supply chain and knows, you know, the inner workings of like kind of corporate companies and how they manage, you know, manufacturing and services and things like that. To where when I see stuff like this, like I really know what it means. Like when they first did complete through dates, like I really know what complete through dates means because I've done that, right? I've switched from a lead time, publishing a lead time to publishing a complete through date so that I can get upper management off my ass while I try to fix whatever problems are going on in a manufacturing facility. So I know what that means to do that. So when they did that, I did a video where I said, hey, don't think that this is good. This is bad. The fact that they're not giving you, you know, turnaround times anymore. They're giving you complete through dates. That's not a good thing. That means that they don't care about fixing this, right away at least. So I kind of feel like it's my duty to like take shit like this and kind of give you guys my opinion as to what I feel it really means from a corporate standpoint or from an operations standpoint. So, and some of you have reached out to me as well and have been like we get it, bro. They suck. Just give it up. I just can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. Especially when I see shit like this. They're parading around the fact that they graded 100,000 cards during the time that they were at the National, when in fact they could have been grading 180,000 cards and potentially cutting away at that backlog more and more. So guys like myself who don't have 50,000 cards over there with them, I just have 3, and they just happen to be my most prized possession cards that you know, that I sent to them way back when I thought, you know, hey, 6 to 8 months, whatever, it's no big deal. They were just gonna sit in my shoebox anyway. Might as well send them off to get graded. And turns out to be the biggest mistake I could have made in my collecting career. So anyway, I didn't want to. I really didn't. But I just did the update video, and I got really pissed off, and I had to address that post from PSA from 5 days ago. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I held off for about 5 days, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't. And the comments on that post, somebody actually posted on that comments, and I don't know if this guy J Ross CP SCP, I don't know if you watch the channel or not, bud, but if you do, man, shout outs to you, my brother. Your guys' weekly output went down by 30%. Don't try to act like it was a great idea taking graders away from the backlog grinding. I mean, yes. Yes. Yes, J Ross CP SCP. And a lot of people are starting to, like, you know, people are getting tired of that shit, except for this freaking guy. He's like, you guys are killing it. No, they're not killing it. Pristine underscore pools underscore store. They are not killing it. One more fact, PSA had my cards longer than I did. Dang, that sucks. But like, so people are really, like, starting to get pissed off. You've had my card since February 3rd. Anyway. Bro, you guys guessing on what the grades were? The card should have been 10, got 9s. Keep grinding, guys. Rated rips. There's just so many people on here. People are acting like the social media manager personally grades thousands of cards themselves. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. So I just wanted to do this video and put it out there for those of you guys that care and wanted to watch it. I'll probably throw like a pretty decent clickbait title on there. But that's it. I think I'm good. Maybe not. They'll probably do something else stupid that's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna do another video. Anyway, love you guys. Peace.